Yeah, and what's the role? I would say you can give two answers. There are those founders that are not at all a personal brand and they're hugely successful because they put their entire focus into their company and they're never on stages. They do fundraising, obviously, but they don't have Instagram, they don't have LinkedIn, they don't invest into personal branding. And they can go all the way. And I think if you feel you have a story to tell, if you feel that if you explain to people why you're doing things, that might inspire them more than just doing it, then I feel that a personal brand in our field makes sense. If you just do it for the poster, your company won't be very successful because you need a lot of time and focus within your company, and only standing in front of people or at events is nice now, but if we would have done that with 25, we wouldn't be standing here today.
And it's still a challenge because we're still running companies, so it's still a challenge. For me, it was different because Amorelie wasn't allowed to advertise, right? Because of the great touchy topic we had and still have. And so we always had to find different ways, and one way was storytelling. So we couldn't do Facebook, couldn't do TV in the beginning, couldn't do any paid ads. We still can't do Google, nothing. Instagram, nothing. And so when we realized they're interested in the story, I became that spokesperson for that story, and that's how I realized, okay, I'm more in the press and so on. I think the most important thing in personal branding is that you don't fall in love with your own personal brand, but that you actually fall in love with your own inner self, and you know who that is, because that brand is going to be like any other brand, shot at and questioned and criticized and also glorified, which is not easier than the rest, to be honest. So I think like staying really core to who you are, but it's a super amazing tool. And I do have to say, especially for women, and I think that's why we see more women out there, because to get the chances without the visibility the chances are lower that we get it. And we have higher chances with visibility and with a clear positioning. And I think that clear positioning you will need no matter what, also inside the company. And it's not called branding, it's just positioning. What do you stand for? Why would I call you? For what would I call you? But if you make that more visible, especially as a woman, I would say, you just have a higher chance of getting more opportunities to grow and to contribute and to have impact.